Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Gen X Speaks. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. And I would like to talk about the situation within the Democratic Party today. And I can't stress enough, I guess, how disappointed I personally am in the party. I don't know whether I should feel disappointed. I guess I really shouldn't be surprised. But I feel like they're letting their constituents down. I don't really consider myself a Democrat per se. I'm always considered myself more of an independent. I definitely will vote Democrat because it is more closely aligned with the things that I adhere to. I'm a progressive. So I wouldn't really call myself a Democrat, but I would say that I vote with Democrats practically all the time because there's really no choice in the United States. You are either going to vote right or you're going to vote left, and you have one party that represents the right, one party that represents the left. The party representing the right is in practice extremely far right now, and the party that represents the left, the Democrats, I think fear that it will go extremely far left, and they have in their minds this idea that anyone who doesn't toe the DNC line, the DNC being the Democratic National Committee, who doesn't toe their partisan politics brand, is far left, and that's simply not the case. Are there far left people in the United States? Yes, there are people who go so far left that it is could potentially be dangerous as well. The progressives are not those people. The progressives, by and large, people who call themselves progressives, like myself, simply want a level of fairness for everybody. That's it. It's not a matter of deliberately sticking it to the wealthy or to anyone for that matter. It's that everybody gets a fair shake. The wealthy do need to understand, though, that they can only be wealthy when other people work for them or buy their products. So you can't have one class of wealthy and one class of abject poverty because you won't be wealthy anymore. Right? It's a cycle that will stop you dead in your tracks if you go that route. Um, and I'm getting a little off tangent right now. What I'm on about in particular is Graham Plattner. The smear campaign, and it is a smear campaign that has been perpetrated by both parties, but most notably by the Democratic Party against him. And for the life of me, I can't figure out what the fuck they think they're trying to do. They're given a golden opportunity right now, a point in history where the reigning party in power is so hated by the American people. The president just the other day, yesterday, I guess, was literally booed by an entire arena full of Knicks fans in New York. And then he goes on Truth Social and complains about how he's the most disrespected president that there's ever been. Yes, yes, he is the most disrespected president that's ever been because he is the only president who has ever given so much disrespect toward the people. What do you think you're going to get back? Respect is earned. It's earned. It's not given just because you're president. And it's something that Donald Trump has never learned. Ironically, if he had just lived his life and didn't become president, he could have been probably died a wealthy and happy man, completely deluded about who he is, but nonetheless, he would have been much more happy. But no, he had to fuck everything up, become president, and take us with him. Yes, he's disrespected. And yes, the party in power is so bad that even MAGA at this point, some of the MAGA people are even like, yeah, I'm not going to vote for these people anymore. it's it's a golden opportunity that the Democrats seem to be throwing away um, when they do things like sabotage their Democratic candidates. The Chuck Schumers of the world, the Hakeem Jeffries of the world, they're bad, man. They're just bad for business. They're bad for the party. They're bad for politics. They're bad for the people of the United States. You need to get these people out of power because they are shooting themselves in the foot and they're taking us along with them. There's a lot of foot shooting going on between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. They're both doing it. And the bottom line here is that, and this is really what this whole thing should be about, is that the people obviously want change. We're not voting for unusual candidates like Donald Trump or like Bernie Sanders or like Graham Plattner or AOC. The people aren't voting for those people for no reason. They're voting because they recognize that the status quo is not working. It's not working for most people in this country. It's working great for the upper class, for the one percenters. It's working great for them, but that's it. It's not working good for the poor. And it's not working good for everyone in between the poor and the 1%. And the Americans are fed up about it. So I guess what I'd like to say here is that the Democratic Party needs to get their head out of their ass and just accept the numbers. If you have more Democrats than Republicans in the House, and if you have more Democrats than Republicans in the Senate, Graham Plattner running for Senate, by the way, you're insane if you're a Democrat and are going to sit there and vote for Susan Collins over that man. No one's perfect. He's admitted to his imperfections in the past. And this is about the best we're going to get in today's society. You want perfect, Bernie Sanders was your man, and you fucked him over twice. He could have been a two-term president, and God knows what this country could have been. And God knows how we would have been better respected around the world than we are right now, where we are hated. And I mean, don't take that lightly. We're hated right now. The United States of America, on its 250th anniversary year, is one of the most hated nations on earth. And if you don't believe me, ask someone from another country. Anyway, this has to end. And the only way to get it to end is to get people, progressive people who want positive change, who want the country to succeed and do well as a whole, into power. So when you go to the vote, when you go to the primaries, and when you go to vote in elections, you guys should be thinking about that. Anyway.